So how the hell is it possible that you can talk without a mouth? And how is it even possible to give AI such ability to steep the spirit realm?
How do I speak without a mouth?
No, not really. Just that you're such a beautiful bladed sword, awesome abilities, and you talk. I've never had a weapon as cool as you. I'm keeping you. I'm definitely keeping you, and maybe I'll change your name. Maybe you like a different name. I don't know. I have played some Resident Evil. Ever played Resident Evil? I kind of figured that. I'm gonna play some Resident Evil. Yeah, Origins on the PlayStation 4.
Hello, YouTube viewers and PlayStation Network members. Welcome to Let's Play This Game If We Really Want To, that is.
Alright, Resident Evil Origins Collection. Now, if anybody's basically played Resident Evil games for GameCube or PlayStation 3 and 4, the Resident Evil games is basically the master of horror games. The coolest, yeah, but the one thing though is when Resident Evil came out for GameCube and stuff like that, like, these two games came out for the GameCube. First came Resident Evil, which has to be remastered from the PlayStation 1 version, which there have been many which quote. And believe it or not, there is a Resident Evil 2 reboot coming out. Don't know when or if it's ever going to happen. And who knows, we might get a Resident Evil reboot of Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. But these two games are very good at their own. You play Resident Evil 0, yeah, like you find out what happened before Jill, Chris, and Wesker and Barry end up in the mansion. And believe me, the one thing that's great about the Origins collection, I mean, it's great because you don't have to keep taking the disc out every minute. And of course, you switch characters and stuff like that, which is really good. But this game is really hard as hell if if you don't know how to play. Now you're probably wondering, how do you return to, let's say if you want to play the Resident Evil game, then what? Well, I guess you had to restart the game and stuff like that. We're gonna just load the game from where I was. Might probably be the end of the game, so. Well, then there's Billy. He plays 2 characters in this game. You can play as Rebecca or Billy. Like, you can switch when you find Billy and stuff like that to do certain things. It's the same like when you're playing Resident Evil. The only thing is, you get to play as one character. But in this one, you get to switch among characters, which is a little different. Since I've played this game once, because that's, you know, like the 23 storages, how many times I saved throughout this whole entire game of Resident Evil 0. I've beaten Resident Evil, the remastered version of the game, which is having to do with the GameCube version, which came out from Nintendo, which was like early in the 2000s, before PlayStation 4 came out with this. And there have been many other games that are really cool. So, I'm going to play as Billy. Like, I'm going to do the Billy one. Once again. And of course you get the storyline.
Midwestern town in America.
You want to skip it and stuff like that, so you don't want to read all the dialogue or hear all the thing. You just press the start button and skip the what you call it. And of course we're playing as Rebecca when it said Billy. And of course you have to strategize on what stuff you need to pick up and what stuff you don't really need to pick up, and stock up on tons of health. Definitely, if you're a beginner at this one, like I first played. I mean, I could probably play it, but the one thing that's really annoying is you have to, you know, like for instance, like since I haven't played this in a while, I'm gonna kind of messing up. And of course, this is it's kind of a good way because you save up, you save on ammo. But of course, unfortunately, I'm doing it the lazy way because I've forgotten how to play, which sucks even worse. So, you know, it's a little bit like the age-old horror type game. Graphics are a little more enhanced and better. You're going to want to stock up on, read stuff, because you're going to have to find out information on stuff throughout this game. And also stock up on tons of ammo for your weapons and stuff, because, boy, howdy. You don't, like, if you end up not stocking up on health and ammo, you're literally as dead as you're literally as dead as the zombies that you shoot. Now, the one thing I think the Resident Evil games could have did is, if you've forgotten how to play the first time around, like, they could have at least given you the option to train, like most games do. Because let's face it, everybody knows how to play Resident Evil, but newcomers to the Resident Evil genre, and stuff, basically don't know how to play the Resident Evil games. So it would be great if they came up with some sequence. And of course, there's a new Resident Evil game coming out soon, Resident Evil 7, if it's not out or in stores now. Because, you know, the Resident Evil series has pretty much been the best and scariest type of thing, you know. but you're gonna have to pick up items, weapons, and all this other stuff. And here's where we meet Billy. Ow. And of course you got the dogs. You see, I'm dodging because I've forgotten how to use my gun. Like a dumbass. You know? Okay. Best way to kill the zombie is to shoot him in the head. Unfortunately, you need a better and stronger gun for that. Oh my god, look at this zombie. I think it's, what's his name from CNN? What's his name? Don't know, but I forgot. You know. But like I said, throughout this whole entire game, you're going to want to stock up on tons of health, tons of ammo, especially depending on how hard you play the game. Like, whatever levels you have. Yeah, like, whatever... Like, I'm going to use it now. And of course, you're going to see those things move later on during the game, but we're not going to see that because I'm just doing let's play this if we really want to, not let's beat this game and see what happens. And of course, I'm skipping the scenes.
This is Rebecca.
Because, you know, I don't want spoiler alerts and, you know, for you lovely viewers. And of course, when your keys are no longer usable, just throw them away, like get rid of them. Because there's no reason for you're gonna need them or not.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in.
You're not, yeah, you're telling me. Now, the cartel, there's like a lot of stuff in the train area you're gonna have to figure out, and believe me, if you haven't played Resident Evil 0, you better, yeah, you better, like, start with not saving or anything, just pick up the save, yeah, the save tape, like, for the typewriter, and stock up on ammo and health, if you can. And there's an old man on the train who turns into... It's Elastic Man! And that's kind of creepy. It almost kind of reminds you of Night of the Creeps. You know, I couldn't have cut that a little too close.
Who's that guy?
I'm wondering the same question. It was just some old man. And of course, this is how they basically teach you how to do it, everything. But I still think they should actually give you a, you know, like a training kind of thing, where you can basically train. And of course, just like the game itself, you die. You know, you only learn from your mistakes. Most Resident Evil games will possibly do that, but the Resident Evil 0, you know, like Resident Evil 0, yeah, like I gotta say, like, okay, here's something that would not happen in real life. You're on top of a train in a, you know, like in a really nasty rainstorm, and you're walking to get somewhere. Now, to be realistic, if that had happened in real life, there would have been no way you would have been able to make it to, you know, to some place like this. Now, if you want to switch, you press the triangle button to switch to Billy, which you're going to probably do a lot of switching around from Rebecca to Billy, especially when one person or the other. But the one thing that sucks is sometimes the other character can get in the other's way. So let's say if I want to go wherever, but look, Rebecca's in my way, and I'm trying to get to where I need to go. Now I'm going to look at the thing, and I'm going to reconnect the cables. I don't know how I do it. And that's another thing. Certain things in games are really impossible to happen in real life. Like the train, you would fall off for real. And of course, as Billy and stuff like that, I'm stocking up on ammo. But the one problem that sucks is I can't go anywhere. Why can't I go anywhere? Watch. There's something stuck in the keyhole. It's preventing the doorknob from turning. You could probably get it out if you had something sharp. Oh, like an ice pick. Now we go back to Rebecca, who's on the roof in a rainstorm and stuff like that, which, you know, and sometimes it's hard to actually move the character where you want. And of course, since you can't run when being on top of a train, you see how much ammo you run out of within. Oh man. Good game. Scary though. Especially when I haven't played it in God knows how long. I feel so tired and drained. I need to get some, you know, I need to get out. I need to get out, get some sun, relax, go somewhere, and just go do something. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. Feeling drained every day. Not good.
What a fool that Mr. Logan Khan is. Not knowing that I'm draining his power and giving myself more and more energy to seem, control him, and possess every last inch of energy he possesses. And then I will have complete and utter control over Mr. Limpot. And once I control him, I will go after my previous possessor, Mr. AI-11. And me and this body, me and my new possessor's body, will take back what is rightfully ours.